Hi, I'm Dr. Sam Charles. For 30 years, I have been practicing functional medicine and gentle chiropractic. Elkton Chiropractic Neurology is dedicated to enhancing whole body rejuvenation, whether or not you are afflicted with injury or disease. We utilize a structural, neurologic, metabolic, nutritional, and energetic approach to restoring your body to its full potential.
After coming to Dr. Charles, I'm better than I was before.
You deserve to feel good and to have an active lifestyle, so why not call Elkton Chiropractic Neurology today?
Okay. Hello, I'm here with Dr. Alan McCarthy, our county executive, and we want to talk to him a bit about his first year in office and the highs and lows of 2017, as well as what he's looking forward to in 2018. Dr. McCarthy.
Well, thank you very much. I'm honored to be here. You wanted to know what we've accomplished in the first year. We've made significant financial changes to Cecil County government. We've had the first balanced budget in greater than 20 years without the use of unassigned funds. I've proposed an affordable 5-year capital improvement program, which is now taking place. We met with bond rating agencies. We increased our bond rating capacity. We were able to borrow money at a very low rate in order to basically fulfill and move Cecil County forward with infrastructure on the Route 40 growth corridor, as well as new school projects.
And how do you think Cecil Countyans will see the impacts of those decisions?
Many of them will see them in increasing taxes, but basically we'll move Cecil County forward. I've been able to borrow money at a cheaper rate, far less than what the cost of new construction is. Mm-hmm. So overall, there will be huge savings financially.
Change to make these positive developments possible?
Basically, I think the need to see Cecil County grow. As we speak right now, over 50% of our population leaves the county every day to basically maintain their employment. Mm-hmm. We, or at least me, I believe that we need to basically create opportunities for our citizens, keep our citizens in the county, and consequently, we basically have done the necessary things to attract good businesses. For example, water, sewer, high-speed internet, and natural gas has allowed us to bring in companies like Amazon, Lidl, Medline, True Air, and Fortress Steel. We've already created, this year, so far, over 1,500 jobs. We will create over 2,000 jobs in the next 2.5 years, which is basically an increase in our jobs of over 7.5%. And we've also basically added over 6 million square feet of new commercial office, well, not commercial office space, but commercial warehouse space.
Do you think the county's infrastructure is going to be able to, will have the capacity for the new influx in population from new workers and workers who are
at the present time, we don't have the necessary housing for those people, but we've initiated changes at the local level to, let's say, jumpstart residential housing construction, and that's already underway. We've done a considerable amount of streamlining. We've created new organizations, and hopefully by the end of 2018, we will have a one-stop shop for residential construction, meaning that you can come in today and walk out in the end of a period of time with your permits and ready to go.
Okay. So to switch gears a bit, at the Drug Take Back Day event in October, there seemed to be a lot of optimism around the opiate addiction crisis in Cecil County, and it seemed like that a lot of leaders at the local level believe that we can overcome this crisis and the challenge of opiate addiction. Do you share this optimism?
Yes, I do. One of the reasons that I share the optimism is now the drug crisis is on center stage, and people, be them addicts, knowing addicts, know that there is a problem, and we're focusing all of our resources to basically deal with this issue. For example, I think that education is very, very important. Prevention is very important to basically get this under control. Most of the people you see now dying from opiate and heroin addiction are people who are probably between 30 and 50 years of age. Mm-hmm. We do not see an increase in younger people being on these drugs. That's important because once people get addicted to these drugs, and they are terribly powerful addicting agents, you can hardly ever get them off of it.
Right.
From a statistical perspective, most of the money that's spent on drugs or heroin epidemic is spent on interdiction, which is basically trying to stop the flow of drugs, and the other one is for treatment. And neither one of those dollars basically do you get much of a response for, because no matter how many people you lock up, the drugs still are there. For every person gets locked up, there's 2 people to replace them.
Right.
So I'm excited. I think that we're making progress because everyone knows that this is a major issue. I think it's the biggest issue in the county. It might even be the biggest issue in the whole nation.
Mm-hmm. What are the well, aside from the opiate crisis, what other challenges does the county still need to tackle?
Well, I think that the biggest ones are to put the necessary infrastructure on the Route 40 growth corridor, basically to attract new and better businesses, to create new and more opportunities for the citizens in Cecil County. And this will be done by bringing in good businesses. I think that if we create an environment which is friendly to business, and businesses know that we're willing to work with them, basically everybody will benefit and gain from that. Also, we will have expanded our tax base, and basically businesses do not require lots of services. For example, if a family comes into town, they have 1 or 2 children, the cost of the cost of public school education is about $13,000 a pupil. Businesses don't really generate those types of expenses. Mm-hmm. So basically, if we have good jobs, good businesses, they pay taxes, and they basically allow the whole county to grow and prosper much more readily than it would be if we only had residential people here.
So what can Cecil Countyans look forward to in 2019?
Basically, continue streamlining of the government. Basically, you can expect my vigilance on basically cost containment. Basically, I'm trying to move the county forward as best as I can from giving you better services, showing you value for your dollar spent, mm-hmm. and basically improving your quality of life. For example, with a new public library, building new Gilpin Manor Elementary School. Mm-hmm. I want to see many of the things that we've not had in this county improve and change. For example, Cecil, I guess it would be Chesapeake City Elementary School, was built, I think, probably about 1930. Mm-hmm. So some of these things have just really outlived their normal functional lives and really need to be replaced and upgraded significantly.
Okay. Do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, we've spent a lot of time acquiring new open space. We're basically buying the Brantwood golf course.
Right.
That was done with Maryland open space monies. We're going to basically turn it into a park. We have a number of individual citizens that are working on a program as to how to best develop it. We basically acquired 460 acres on the Bohemia River, which will basically now be in the hands of the Department of Natural Resources, mm-hmm. more open space. In addition to that, we had 1,087 acres of open space that we acquired this year. We think any other things. We're bringing, well, actually, I mean, this is probably not as significant to most people, but we're having to upgrade our entire electronic, the emergency services
right.
stuff. That's a big job, and we're basically in the final stages of it right now. It's the P25 system.
So what, can you talk a little bit more about that?
Well, I can talk a little bit about it, but I don't have any specific authority, but the equipment that we have now is all wearing out. It's not as functional as we like it to be, and you can't buy the parts anymore. But now we've moved to the P25 system, which will allow us to communicate with all the different counties, different state agencies, mm-hmm. Different cities in a much more effective way. And it's a quantum leap in the quality of communications for emergency personnel and police departments.
Can you tell us about the lawsuit that the county has filed against Purdue Pharmaceutical Company?
Well, it's not against Purdue specifically. We're filing a lawsuit against 25 major pharmaceutical companies and distributors of prescription medications. Mm-hmm. We believe that they have improperly and falsely promoted their product at the cost of the average citizen, and in the process have created the heroin epidemic we're now living through. As a result, we're basically bringing suit against these pharmaceutical companies in order to recapture the monies, which are millions of dollars that the county has spent to basically deal with this issue.
Have other counties and municipalities
Yes, they
done
have.
this as well?
We're not the first to do this, but we're certainly not the last. Many other counties have done it. I do know for a fact that Anne Arundel County has already initiated a suit. They're using a different law firm than ours. Our law firm, Barron and Budd, basically is located in Dallas, Texas. They've been very, very instrumental in large tort legislation. They've been involved in tobacco litigation as well as mesothelioma. So they're not new at this at all.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll have some favorable results there.